My college roommate got knocked up and decided our dorm room was her personal nursery. As if dealing with her morning sickness wasn't enough, she started making insane rules for us to follow. Then, she let her husband invade our all-female space like he owned the place. But the line was crossed when he kicked down the bathroom door while I was naked in the shower. I wasn't going to let them get away with this. Sophomore year started like any other, until the transfer student showed up. She took the bed right next to mine. At first, things were chill, maybe a little friction here and there, but nothing we couldn't handle. That is, until she announced she was breeding. Her name was Tiffany. She was 20, a year older than us because she'd flunked a year of high school or something. Before moving in, she braced us with the news that she had an older boyfriend. Last week they got hitched at the courthouse, and this week, Tiffany dropped the bomb, she was pregnant. We were stunned. Dating? Marriage? Fine, slay queen, whatever. But a baby in a dorm room? We were clueless teenagers, we didn't know how to handle a pregnant woman. What if something happened? Chloe, the nice girl of the group, was the first to speak up, looking nervous. Tiff, you're pregnant? What are you going to do? We're still in school. Tiffany rubbed her flat belly with the sickeningly smug look plastered on her face. Kyle and I calculated everything, she beamed. If I carry the baby now, I'll pop it out right around summer break. I can recover during the summer and not miss a single class. Chloe looked confused. So, you're going to incubate a human while living in a dorm? Tiffany nodded like we were the idiots. Exactly. Kyle said if I have the kid while studying, I'll graduate as a married woman with a child. Employers love that stability. Then she dropped the real kicker. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to need you guys to take care of me. It takes a village, right? Our dorm is a 4-person suite. The three of us, me, Chloe, and Quiet Sam exchanged a look. Are you serious? Tiff, Chloe asked, you're really staying in the dorms while pregnant? Duh, Tiffany smirked. I paid the housing fee. Why would I waste money moving out? We didn't know what to say. We figured, hey, it's her life. We should be supportive women, right? So, we shut up. We thought we could all just coexist. But that night, Tiffany started issuing her commands. We usually have late classes or labs, getting us back to the dorm around 9 p.m. That night, Chloe and I walked in, exhausted but in good spirits, only to find Tiffany standing there like a warden. Good, you're back. New rules, she announced. Chloe and I glanced at each other. What? Pregnant women need strict sleep schedules. From now on, lights out at 9 p.m. sharp. I need my beauty sleep. I almost laughed. Are you crazy? We have classes until 9 sometimes. We need to shower, study, unwind. 9 p.m. is impossible. I thought I was being reasonable. She rolled her eyes so hard I thought they'd get stuck. It's not every night, she snapped. Just figure it out. But dash. I'm not done, she cut me off. My sleep is very light now. Hormones. If you startle me, it could hurt the baby. So, when I'm resting, absolutely no noise. That means no showering after 9 p.m. Got it? I couldn't believe the audacity. So we just stay dirty? I challenged. Shower in the afternoon, she shrugged. Tiffany, this is a shared space. You can't just dictate our hygiene. My voice rose a little. I thought standing my ground would work. Instead, the waterworks started. She burst into tears. Just like that. Harper, why are you so mean? She wailed, clutching her stomach. Can't you have a little sympathy? We're all girls. Pregnancy is so hard on my body. I was fuming, but Chloe grabbed my arm and shook her head. I swallowed the rage. Fine. We walked further into the room. Click. She turned the lights off immediately. I was seeing red. Chloe squeezed my wrist, signaling me to let it go. We brushed our teeth in the dark and climbed into bed to scroll on our phones. Lower your brightness, Tiffany's voice pierced the dark. It's distracting. I angrily yanked my privacy curtain shut. We thought, okay, early bedtime. We can survive that. We were wrong. It got worse. The next day, Chloe brought lunch back to the room. Tiffany banished her to the hallway or the bathroom to eat because she couldn't handle the smell. It wasn't even smelly food, just a sandwich. Chloe tried to argue, and the tears started again. It didn't stop there. No noise before she woke up. No eating in the room. No loud talking. She had to shower first every single time because if the hot water ran out, the cold shock might hurt the fetus. She stopped doing her share of the cleaning chores because she was on bed rest. Instead, she started treating us like her personal maids, especially me. Since my bed was connected to her bunk structure, she limited how many times I could climb up and down the ladder. And the fetching. God, the fetching. I'd be lying in bed, headphones on, and she'd start kicking my bed frame. Thump. 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 Harper, get me my water. Harper, pick up that pen. Her excuse? I'm pregnant, climbing down is dangerous. So? We aren't your servants. We hit our breaking point on Friday night. We had late lectures. It was pouring rain outside, a total storm. When we got back to the dorm at 9 p.m., we were soaked to the bone, shivering, and covered in mud splatter. Tiffany had skipped class because she was feeling delicate. When we walked in, dry and comfortable, Tiffany instantly flipped the light switch off. Click. I was cold, wet, and tired. I snapped. I reached over and flipped the light back on. Harper, what the hell? Tiffany shrieked, flipping it off again. I told you, 9 p.m. is lights out. Tiffany, don't be a bitch, I hissed. We just walked through a storm. We're freezing and we need to shower. It's Friday. Cut the crap. I reached for the switch. Slap. She smacked my hand away. I said no showering, she yelled. The pipes are too loud. I need to sleep. You should have showered this afternoon. We were in class. I screamed. I am covered in dirty rainwater. I am showering. If I get sick, I'll get you sick. Do you want that for the baby? She looked me dead in the eye. If you're sick, go stay at a hotel. Don't infect me. My jaw dropped. You want us to pay for a hotel because it rained? Rules are rules, she sneered. Especially you, Harper. You shake the bed when you move. Don't wake me up. I laughed. A cold, angry laugh. There is no university rule about 9 p.m. bedtimes, I said, stepping closer. There is no rule against eating snacks. There is no rule about how many times I climb my ladder. You're bullying a pregnant woman, her voice went shrill. I'm living my life. I'm taking a shower. No. I ignored her. I grabbed my towel and pajamas and marched into the bathroom. She pounded on the door like a psycho, screaming that I was abusing her, then switching to loud, fake sobbing. I turned the shower on full blast to drown her out. I stripped down, the hot water finally hitting my freezing skin. I was just rinsing off the soap when it happened. Bam! A deafening crash. The bathroom door flew open, the lock shattering off the frame. It slammed into the tile wall with a violent crack. I screamed, instinctively clutching my thin towel to my chest. Steam billowed out into the cool room. Standing there was a man. Kyle. Before I could process the violation, he lunged. He grabbed a handful of my wet hair and yanked my head back. You think you can bully my wife and kid, you bitch? Let go of me. I shrieked, slipping on the wet tiles, one hand desperately holding the towel to cover my naked body. Say it, say you won't touch her again. Kyle roared, shaking me like a rag doll. His eyes were wild, aggressive. Chloe and Sam snapped out of their shock and jumped on him, trying to pull him off me. It was chaos. Screaming, steam, and violence. Finally, the dorm mother came running in and pulled him off. I huddled in the corner, shivering, humiliated, checking to make sure I hadn't flashed the hallway of onlookers gathering at the open door. "What is going on here?" the dorm mother demanded. She glared at Kyle. "You said your wife was in labor. You said it was an emergency, so I let you up. You're up here assaulting girls? My wife is in pain because of her." Kyle pointed a shaking finger at me. "I didn't do anything," I yelled, tears streaming down my face mixed with shower water. "I was showering." He kicked the door down. "Look at the lot. I wouldn't have kicked it if you weren't abusing her." Kyle spat. "Look at this." He pulled out his phone and played a video. It was from 5 minutes ago, me showering, and Tiffany crying outside the door, narrating how cruel we were. "She's crying her eyes out and you just ignore her? You know the stress hurts the baby." Kyle played the protector perfectly. "That's out of context," Chloe yelled. "Tiffany wouldn't let us turn on the lights or clean up." "Liars," Kyle barked. "This is bullying. Group bullying." The dorm mother sighed, looking at the crying pregnant woman and the hysterical husband. "Enough. You two, if you're going to the hospital, go. Harper, put some clothes on." I felt dirty. Violated. I dressed in the broken bathroom, sobbing silently. When I came out, Kyle and Tiffany were still there. Tiffany looked at me with a smirk that chilled my blood. "Aren't you going to the hospital?" I asked, voice trembling. "I feel better now," she scoffed. "Kyle's staying to make sure I'm safe." I felt sick. I grabbed my bag. "I'm leaving." I ran out into the rain, checked into a cheap motel, and cried until I choked. I wasn't going to let this slide. The next morning, I called our faculty advisor, Mr. Henderson. I went to his office and laid it all out. The rules, the abuse, the door kicking. "Harper, sit down," Henderson said, looking bored. "Look, they are legally married. The school knows about the pregnancy." He broke down the door while I was naked. He was distraught. "Look, they've filed a complaint against you for harassment. You need to be more understanding. She's carrying a life." I realized then he didn't care. I stormed out. I was pacing around the campus park, trying to calm down, when I heard familiar voices. I ducked behind a hedge. It was Tiffany and Kyle. "Harper actually went to the teacher, the little snitch," Tiffany laughed. "Don't worry, babe," Kyle chuckled. "I already took care of Henderson. A little gift goes a long way. He's on our payroll now." "Good. Harper is so annoying." "Just make her life hell," Kyle said. "Keep pushing her. Make her move out. If she snaps, we'll say your hormones are fragile and she's bullying you into depression. We'll ruin her reputation online." I stood frozen behind the bush. "Oh, you want to play dirty?" I pulled out my phone. I had hit record the second I recognized their voices. But this recording wasn't enough. I needed more. I needed undeniable proof of who the real psycho was. I went back to the dorm with a smile on my face. I bought a micro-recorder. A spy cam. And I waited. I played the long game. For a week, I submitted. "Tiffany, get water?" "Sure." "Wash your panties?" Disgusting, but I did it. I let her get comfortable. I let her get arrogant. Friday rolled around again. She decided to escalate things. She placed a plastic jug next to my pillow. "What is this?" I asked. "My piss jug," she said casually. "I don't want to walk to the bathroom at night. When I'm done, you empty it." I stared at her. "You want me to empty your urine?" "I can't smell it, it makes me gag." "You do it. Be a team player, Harper." I smiled internally. "Gotcha." "No," I said loudly. "Put it on your side. I'm pregnant." You have to help me. I ignored her and turned over. I laid there in the dark. Thump. Thump. She started kicking my bed frame again. Harper. Wake up. Empty the jug. I pretended to sleep. Then, I felt it. Warm, foul-smelling liquid splashed all over my face and my duvet. Oops, Tiffany giggled in the dark. I sat up, dripping with urine. The smell was blinding. This was it. Did you just pour piss on me? I screamed. Chloe turned on the lights. Oh my God, the smell. Tiffany put on her fake crying face instantly. It was an accident. I was trying to reach it. Harper wouldn't help me. She grabbed her phone and started recording immediately, crying to her followers about how clumsy she was and how mean her roommates were. She posted it to the university group chat. Perfect, I whispered. What? She sniffled. I said, perfect. I pulled out my phone and set it up on my desk. You want to make this public, Tiff? Let's make it public. I started a live stream. Harper is dripping in urine, the smell is unbearable, and she has just turned on the camera for the ultimate revenge. The antagonists think they have won, but the trap is sprung. Hey everyone, I said to the camera. Chloe and Sam had already shared the link to every group chat on campus. The viewer count was skyrocketing. Welcome to room 304. What are you doing? Tiffany asked, her eyes darting around. Just clearing the air, I said. Tiffany here says she spilled her piss jug by accident because I'm a bully. Let's look at the instant replay. I pulled out my spy recorder and connected it to a Bluetooth speaker. Click. Tiffany's voice rang out clearly, I don't want to walk to the bathroom. When I'm done, you empty it. Then, oops. The giggle was unmistakable. The chat went wild. WTF? She did it on purpose? That's bioterrorism, bro. Tiffany turned pale. That's fake. You edited that. Oh, I have more, I smiled, wiping urine from my cheek. Let's play the tape from last week where you admitted you were trying to force me to move out. I hit play. Kyle's voice, just make her life hell. We bribed Henderson. The color drained from Tiffany's face. And here's the best part, I said, leaning into the camera. Remember when your husband kicked down the door while I was naked? I have the dorm mother's incident report right here. Stop it. Tiffany shrieked. She lunged at me, forgetting her fragile act. I dodged. Careful, Tiff, don't hurt the baby while trying to assault me. Suddenly, the door burst open. It was Mr. Henderson, the bribed counselor. Turn that off immediately, he roared, sweating profusely. Oh look, the co-conspirator has arrived, I laughed. Say hi to the internet, Mr. Henderson. There are 3,000 people watching right now. Henderson froze. You're finished, I said cold. I sent the unedited files to the dean and the police 10 minutes ago. Tiffany screamed like a banshee and pretended to faint. Nobody moved to help her. The end. The fallout was beautiful. Henderson was fired and investigated for taking bribes. Tiffany was encouraged to withdraw from school. Kyle was arrested for destruction of property and assault because my livestream proved he was violent. He got 5 days in jail and a massive fine. 2 years later, we heard rumors. Tiffany and Kyle are miserable. He's abusive, she's stuck at home with a kid she used as a pawn, and they hate each other. Me? I graduated top of my class. And I always lock the bathroom door.